What is up? Good morning. It is the middle of March. It is actually cold in Florida today, and we're gonna do some updates to the car. So if you followed any of the car, the first video, I lowered the car. It looks okay. I'll show you guys in a minute why I'm gonna relower it today with some different springs, and then I bought some fog lights. I think that's probably all I'm gonna put in this video. But just something short to update. Actually got a decent amount of people that were interested in following the car. So also I got a new microphone, so hopefully everybody can hear me now. So yeah, so let me show you what I'm talking about, why I'm lowering it, and then why we're putting new fog lights in, because those look like crap. Alright, so here is the main reason why, right? So the front, I've got like 4-finger gap that's on this side. The other side's a little bit lower. I think I clocked the springs a little bit wrong, but you can see like that's a massive wheel gap for a car that's already been lowered. Even the other side doesn't look that great. The backs, I'm not that unhappy with. I think they kind of fit the wheel pretty well, but we're gonna go down, I think, about another 1/2 inch in the back, so that should look better too. So I mean, it does not look bad. It just, I don't know, maybe this is what the stock ride height should have been when they came from the factory, but it still needs to go down. So let's get to work. I went with the Eibach Sportlines. I've had these on a SN95 before. I had a New Edge 2004 GT. I think they lowered it great. I think they look good. The ride is whatever, but you know, I'll end up replacing the struts and stuff, so for now it'll be fine. And then I got from American, both of these are from American Muscle, and then American Muscle also sent me these. I think they're Raxium who makes them. I'll pull those out in a little bit, but that's the fog lights there. Oh, let me show you the fog lights, because those look like total garbage. Let's see. So if you can see that one actually has water in the bottom of it. And then you can see like the fogginess of the water that's inside, or the condensation that's up in there. Same thing pretty much on the other side, just not as much water. Oh yeah, let's get a little cold start. I haven't started in a couple days, so it should have a nice little rumble to it. If anybody happened to watch the last video, I had a broken clavicle on this side, and so I pretty much did this entire thing with one arm, which was not fun. It was a huge pain in the butt. But now I got 2 arms, and it's not brutally hot outside, so this should be smoother. I'm hoping, so we'll see. I got these ratcheting wrenches, man. What a game changer, because I remember trying to get up in here with just regular wrenches, and it was such a pain in the butt. This is 1,000,000,000,000 times faster. If you don't own any, get you some. Okay, so last time I took these out, I didn't take the brakes off, and I don't think it gave the swing arm enough stretch to drop all the way, so getting the spring out was a nightmare, and that's what he talks about. So I got a video planned too. I always follow stuff because I'm a YouTube mechanic. But last time I couldn't get the springs out. It was a nightmare. But this time I dropped the swing arm, and essentially all I did was use a little pry bar, and it pulled right out. So I think that's the way to go, is to take the whole brake off, hang the caliper up there. I think last time this wouldn't allow it to stretch and really put tension on this, which I didn't like, but I was just trying to follow along. I figured that was the right way to do it, but I don't think it is now. I think taking the whole brake off is much better. Plus you have better access to your bolts that run through your strut here. So, all right, let's put the new spring in. A little comparison. So these are those other springs that I got, and you can tell there's a pretty major difference. There was a pretty big difference already from the stock spring. So I think we're definitely going to sit a decent amount lower with these, which I'm excited about because I need to get rid of that wheel gap. I'm losing my mind. Put your isolators back on, unless you want that fun metal to metal noise, which I don't. Something important to remember is to get that up inside the hole as you come back up. I put this whole assembly back together, realized that wasn't sitting through there, and I was pretty frustrated last time, so at least you know, experience pays off, right? Yeah, definitely, if you're doing this, definitely take the brakes off. Definitely get your rotors off. You make so much more room here. This was a quarter of as difficult as last time, and I sprayed all the bolts with PB Blaster last time, so they all came off really, really well this time. So last time I fought really hard. Of course I only had one arm, but I think all those little things made a huge difference in this. We're all buttoned up. Oh, getting some wheels back on. There we go. Sadly, I think I scratched this wheel, not today, but it's one day. But unless you're really close to it, you can't tell. And it's not a show queen. It's just a fun driver car. I also ended up, so the up under in the wheel well, this is horrendous. It all looked like that gray right there. I ended up pressure washing it, and then I spray painted it all black, and it looks, I know it's a very small thing, but it was very obvious before, especially with the wheel gap that I had, but now it's dark and it should be better now. Car down. You can't, it's not a huge difference right now. However, you know, these things got to settle, but what I can tell is I could fit 4 fingers in here before easily, and now I can't even get the 4th finger in there, so I'm like a little over 3 fingers. I know this is a weird way to measure, but it does make sense in my head. Like I could get all 4 up in there, like essentially like that before with no problem. So we've definitely dropped at least a ½ inch, and I think, you know, give it a little bit of time and it'll settle down another probably 1/4 to a ½ inch. So I think we're good. Have I said how much I love ratcheting wrenches? I love them. They are, I don't know who came up with them, but I love you. Whatever your name is, whoever you are, it was one of the best inventions ever. I did not have them last time I did this, and I fought a lot with different stuff. You know, I got sockets, but man, these are just great. So we're ready to drop the swing arm here. This floor jack I got is a little sketchy. You gotta be real careful lowering it, because sometimes it just wants to drop. Keep our head up from the spring, make sure it don't shoot out. I don't think it will. Yeah, disconnecting that brake is where it's at, because you can let that swing arm drop fully. So I got some crappy news. I'm an idiot. On the other side, I clocked it the right way. On this side, for some reason, I didn't see there's a little divot in there where the spring's supposed to sit, and I'm rotated a little bit, which has created a gap issue on this side. The other side was great. This side it's like this much higher on this side. So since I'm already doing it, I might as well just go back through it, get it all done the right way. I'm an idiot. Well, that went worse in my head than it actually did in real life, so I've already took like 10 minutes to take everything back apart, relower the swing arm, so not too bad. But now we're clocked appropriately, so I'm thinking we're gonna sit better than we were. I'm actually getting fairly good at this. Maybe I should do this as a side hustle. Just kidding, I'm not very good at this. All right, so we're all buttoned up. Obviously it's got to settle. And by button up, I mean I just done the front so far. So, but this before, like I said, you could easily fit 4 fingers. I'm barely getting 3 in there, and then I think it's gonna settle even more. So just the way that's sitting, this side's had a little more time to settle, but I think it looks, I know it's not much of a difference, but it just feels that gap in the wheel well a lot better. So I'm gonna start on the back now, and hopefully that goes nice and smooth like the front did. All right, it's pretty typical of me to forget to record, but I removed the bolt there for the brakes, and then came under here and removed this bolt for the strut, and I'm getting ready to do the same thing on the other side. Ooh, that one's a little tight. That went in with no fight. So if you're putting these in, according to Eibach, you want the clock to where this goes right down the kind of the middle of the trailing arm towards the axle. So I think when that compresses, it should sit in that spot. So both sides should be the same. I'm gonna wipe the shocks a little bit. Not that it really matters, nobody sees them, but just so they look a little bit nicer. A little bit of the wheel well, so it's darker. It looks better on the front, so I'm gonna do it on the back. All right, so overall, I think we're down probably a ½ inch in the front and the back. I'll do a little side shot, but I think it really needs to settle a little bit more than it currently is, but it looks good. It looks much better, in my opinion. Let's see. So for sure, the overall appearance is much cleaner. I would say we're down, yeah, probably a ½ in the back. And definitely a ½ in the front. I could easily fit 3 in there before, and I can't even get them in there now, so. She's dirty, so don't judge it. But I'm pretty happy with it, and I think it is time to change the fog lights. Car up. Give me another American Muscle magazine. Of course, we put the Terminator on the front again. Y'all need to start putting some 98s. Well, the SN95, not the new Edge Cobras on there. Come on. Those are much cleaner looking. More betterer.
I think these are pretty simple, so it looks like there's only 2 bolts holding this one in.
It's much better looking. I did find out, I thought I was going to be able to adjust the lamp like up and down, but all that adjustment does on the underside of it is angle it up and down, so it's not too far off. Again, this is a driver, so I really don't care right now. If she becomes a show queen later, I'll change my mind, but that's what that one looks like. And then you can see what that one looks like, so pretty good difference. Super happy with it. It looks great. Let's see. Both of them are on. The one bracket on the passenger side gave me a little trouble, but I think it's fine. So I got it tight enough. So that's both sides there. I think it looks much better. I know these were small upgrades today, but I think they definitely got the car looking better. So it just came off the jack stands too, so it
hasn't compressed itself down yet.
Alright, it's been a minute. So, I don't even remember what this video was about, but right now I'm working on trying to remove dents. So I got a couple little things. I got some glue. I got that stuck down on there. This is supposed to help remove small dents. Apparently you just hook that around the edge of this and then you pull and it yanks it up. We're gonna see how it works. I don't think it's gonna work. This is like a small little ding, and that's from me putting that wing on, which frustrates me that because of that I have that, but I also have some other dings that I need to remove too, so we're gonna try it all. And just no, not pull it. Not that I can tell anyways. It really didn't work, so I'm gonna try this one and see if maybe it's got a little more grip, and I'm not gonna let it get hardened for so long. I'm gonna try it maybe a little tackier. Maybe that's a better way to do it. I don't know. I'll be honest, it might have popped out a little bit more. It might be less pronounced than it was. It's hard to tell. I think it actually did pull the ding, not completely, but it made it a lot less noticeable. I'm gonna give it one more pull, but it's pretty flattened now. I'm actually surprised. I don't even know if you can see the ding. Yeah, you can see it on the video, but it was definitely more pronounced, so I'm somewhat happy. All right, I decided to do one more crazy over the top, super expensive upgrade. A phone holder. This is a little metal mount design. It's by Modern Rides Designs. He's got a website. He actually posted on a Facebook group that I'm in the other day, and it reminded me to buy one of these. So we're gonna install that, and then I'm gonna finally have a way to hold my phone, because if you got a SN95, there's really nowhere to put your freaking phone. Well, if you have the original tape player, maybe there is. I can't remember if there was a slot below it or not. But since I don't have that, I've got a more modern radio in there for Apple CarPlay. And we're gonna have to utilize this because the cup holder is too small. There's no other place for it. So this is gonna work great. If you're gonna do it, probably just grab some trim removal pieces. I got this little cheap one on Amazon. I don't know, maybe $5 or something. Alright, so the first part of this, I know I don't have a lot of light, is removing the bezel that's up around your shifter, which you can really just do by hand. But you got to be careful if you got the cigarette lighter in the back. So let's see how we're going here. Okay. So I've pulled off the shifter bezel, and then I've also removed the trim that's here, so hopefully you can kind of see up in there. I realize it's dark in my garage, so I got to take those two bolts out. Hopefully this will be pretty simple. Okay, so got both the screws out here. Actually, you guys probably can't see any of that. There we go. So I got both of those screws out, so now I just got to install this. Hopefully you can see. So this should go just like that. All right, we got that in there. Very simple. Let's make sure all my stuff fits back together. I hope it does. All right, so that's the final product there. So it just barely sticks out. So, and then I'll put on the little ball, I'm gonna put a little magnetic thing. It comes in tomorrow. So put that on, and I'll be able to put my phone up there, which would be nice. By the way, I'd be lying to you if I told you that getting that stupid trim back on was easy. Freaking sweating. I don't understand, like, why everything on cars has to be like some type of pain in the butt, right? It can't just be like, oh, I pull this off and put it back on. It's got to be like, oh, I pull this off and then I fight for 25 minutes to put the stupid thing back on. I don't get it. You guys, when you make cars, I don't care. Put the screws where I can see them. I'll unscrew it and then I'll re-screw it back on. It doesn't need to look that cool. Let's just make things easier. All right, so let's go shoot some video and take some photos of the car. See what it looks like now with the little bit of modifications that we did. I realized that this is a channel where we're not doing big motor swaps and stuff like that. But I'd say I'm more of a channel for people that don't know what the crap they're doing and want to work on a car a little bit. So I do have more plans for the car coming up. I do want to get it painted. I do want to put gears in it. I need to fix the throwout bearing on, but yeah, man, this still loving this car. We've had it for almost a year now. So if you happen to follow this, you know, the car didn't look that great when I got it. Was it in horrendous shape? No, but it was not in great shape. I'll drop a little picture of it here. So yeah, it's gotten better. All right, let's go. So gap wise now, I could fit 3 fingers in before. I can't even fit 3 fingers in now. Maybe like 2.5, but really I'm probably a little over 2 knuckles. So we've really dropped quite a bit. Same for the back. Let's do a little loop around the car. I think overall it looks really, really good. I like the ride height. It's not too low. I'm not slammed on the ground, and it rides fairly decent. All right, well, here's a little B-roll, and until next time, I'll see you.